Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Sandy, and we're two tenderfoot tourists. Welcome to episode 88, the one about the Bluegrass and BBQ Festival, Silver Dollar City. Okay, first of all, we were all excited about it, and we were talking about the fact that we were going to try to go on the 11th.
Right.
Now, we're down to the wire. We are just 3 weeks out, approximately, from our cruise, and we have, no time to ourselves. This is totally insane. And we knew if we wanted to go to a festival, for sure it was this one, because we like barbecue so much.
Right. In fact,
and we love the music. It's
been so busy. That's the reason why this podcast has been late, and sometimes we've actually skipped a week, is because we are just so frantic. We didn't have time to do research or anything for the podcast. We're kind of behind on this.
Yeah, we felt a little bit insane.
So I apologize if you were waiting for a podcast and one didn't get posted. That's the reason why, is because we are just running around like chickens with our head cut off.
Right. Once we get back from our cruise, we should really get back in the rhythm and everything, but it's been a little insane. And anyway. Today was Steve's birthday.
Yes.
And we started realizing, because we did his annual birthday celebration yesterday, which every year he wants to have friends over and he wants to feed them.
Yes.
It started with us doing a boil.
Yeah.
A seafood boil, but
did that 2 years of that.
Yes, and then in one of those years we added gumbo on the side, because you had gumbo, you'd found a recipe and you wanted to share it and see what people thought. Well, the gumbo was a bigger hit than the boil.
Yeah, that was weird.
So then we moved on to doing the gumbo on its own.
Yeah.
And because both is a little expensive.
Yeah.
One's a little expensive. But what we do is we just try to invite about 30 people over every year.
Yeah. And we try to change it up, and so everybody would have an opportunity.
Right.
Every year.
Exactly. And it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of funny to say Steve wants to cook for and feed all these people for himself for his birthday.
That's my birthday present, to feed people my gumbo.
That and your Buffalo Rock soda. I can't believe we paid for that to be shipped to you, but anything
we won't
for
mention the price.
Anything for you, baby.
Thank you so much.
But anyway, we realized that today we really didn't have anything to do, and we were dying to go down to Silver Dollar City.
Yeah, well, because just on May 2nd, it was the start of the Bluegrass and BBQ Festival.
Right.
Which we attended last year and loved it.
Right. Normally, we don't like to try to go at the very beginning of the festivals. We're always worried it's going to be too crowded, and it should have been, because we've had nothing but rain for over a week.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had very few little windows. I don't think we could even say we've had a large enough window to benefit somebody going to Silver Dollar City.
No.
I think it's been that much rain. So being the first really nice day, just in the mid-70s and no rain, nice and sunny, first weekend of that festival, I thought for sure it'd be crazy too. And it was beautiful. It was perfect.
Yeah, so if you're new to our show and you're unfamiliar about the Bluegrass and BBQ Festival at Silver Dollar City, I have a brief description of it here on the Silver Dollar City website. I'll read it to you. It runs from May 2nd through the 27th of this year, of 2019. What's the recipe for the perfect all-American music and food festival? Take a heaping helping of the very best bluegrass music this nation has to offer and mix in a hearty portion of smoky, mouth-watering barbecue flavor. Well, what did I just say?
Maui. I don't know.
Mouth-watering barbecue flavor. Top it off with a new nightly concert series, Branson's largest theater. You've got 24 days of music and food, sure to satisfy your appetite for fun. So, I mean, it is nice. I mean, do you have to like bluegrass in order to enjoy the barbecue?
No, you really don't. Okay, first of all, where we went is, what's the building again?
The Red Gold Hall, Heritage Hall.
Right, and that's where we ate last year too, because it's really cool. You walk in, they have scheduled times up where the different bands are going to perform.
Right.
They're not performing constantly. So if you want to hear one perform while you eat, you got to kind of pick your time. But there are seats up front, just like a regular concert, but then there's all these picnic tables.
Right.
So that you can sit and eat. And around the outside edge of the building is all these vendors. It's pretty cool. I think it's a great way to do it.
Yes.
And you and I lucked into it because it was supposed to start at 2:30 and we were almost done eating
by about 2:30.
So we got to hear 5 or 10 minutes of it before we left.
Yeah, we actually, if you're just now hearing us for the first time, if you go back to our Facebook page, you'll see that we live feed a lot of the things we're talking about in this episode there. So just go to our Facebook page, Two Tenderfoot Tourist, check it out. We got 4 or 5 videos that we did walking the streets to it.
Right.
And also the area where they have the barbecue with the red.
And you'll see what our food looked like. I know that's very old people-ish, but I like to show and talk about the prices a little bit because people need to have realistic expectations.
Well, let's start off with the prices.
Okay. My roasted or smoked chicken meal.
Smoked chicken.
It was supposed to be a quarter of a chicken.
Yeah.
And this, you can see it in the footage we got. It was tiny. It was very tiny. I can go to Sam's Club and buy a rotisserie chicken, rip off the stinking leg quarter with my hand, and it fills my hand. Now, I've got little hands. That sucker didn't fill half my hand. It was kind of a joke. And, it is a theme park and everything, so there's not a lot of healthy stuff you can do there either.
It's not so much as the fact that you get healthy stuff. It's the fact that you usually pay 2 or 3 times the amount of the market value
my meal
for that meal.
Without the drink, my meal was 13 something.
Right.
No, it wasn't worth it. I almost said, you know what? No.
Yeah, I was trying to
almost
figure
didn't
it out.
do it.
Yeah.
But I was trying to halfway be good. Now your meal, that of course is before the discount. I need to say that.
Your $13 with not only the chicken, was a quarter?
It was a chicken leg quarter.
Okay, and then it came with 2 sides and a roll.
Right. And there was 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of potato salad.
Yeah.
Maybe a quarter cup of beans.
Which, by the way, the beans are good. They have that apple.
Yes, the applewood baked beans.
Oh gosh, those are so good.
And then the roll. I did not eat the roll. You did though, and you said it was very good.
They were better than last year.
Last year they weren't good.
No, last year
they were little bricks.
They were little bricks. I don't know what they did.
I remember taking them and tapping them on the table. And you could hear, I can't even find something right now. Literally you could hear the, it's okay, that's not good.
Yeah, I could hammer with this bad boy. But this year they've done something different. I don't know if it's particular to that vendor alone, but they had some not oil, but butter that they put on there just and they rebaked it. It seemed like that. Cause I was opening it up, you had to break the bread.
Right.
At the top of it was crunching off, but the inside was nice and tender. So it was, really good. And I wanted to eat yours, but I was trying to be as good. I already ate too much already.
Well, talking about not being good, I told you.
Yeah. Okay. So if you listen to the last episode that we had discussed the Bluegrass and BBQ Festival, I can't remember what episode. I'm sorry. You know what? I'll make sure that I repost that on our Facebook page, and I'll also put it in the description of this episode. The other one where we talk about the Bluegrass and BBQ. But I got the ribs last year. And they have 3 different, you get a whole rack of ribs, and then you got a second option, and the first option is a half rack. And they gave you 2 choices of 2 different ribs to choose from, and they had 3 different ribs to choose from. The Hawaiian pineapple, they had the root beer barbecue, and then they had the Memphis dry rub ribs to choose from. And I had the Hawaiian last year, and it was pretty good. I thought the meat was a little meager. On the ribs. It was real thin. So this year I decided to get the root beer and the dry Memphis rub. The root beer, highly recommended. I don't know if it's because there's as much meat as they had on this one.
There was a lot of meat on that one.
A lot of meat on this. And
you shared with me, and you had lots and I had plenty.
In this video that we posted on Facebook, you'll hear us say, it's I could have eaten for $16. I think I could have split this plate with you easily.
Right.
And, it came with 2 sides, and one side was, I chose, pineapple coleslaw.
Which you were dying to have again this year.
I had it last year and I thought it was delicious, and it's still really, really good. I never would have thought about putting pineapple in coleslaw of all things. And then I have the Applewood smoked baked beans that is just out of this world. I love that. But your potato salad?
Yes.
It's just mustard potato salad.
Yeah, just
you go to Walmart, you pick up the same thing, really.
Right. If you like that type of thing, it's good. So it's not like we're saying it doesn't taste good. It's just not special.
No, it's nothing to write home about. And then I oversplurged, and you told me not to get you one, but I did it anyway. But I got you an ear of corn.
The Mexican street corn.
And the Parmesan smoked whatever it is I gave you. Oh gosh, that's so good. And then I got
Yeah, it was. Thanks for that.
The Parmesan. You're welcome. And I got the Mexican, not the Mexican, but the, cheesy jalapeno is what I got. And that didn't come with it. I had to order that separately, and they were $7 a piece.
Right. They're really making a bundle off of that corn on the cob.
And my vendor, we need to next year try something else. Okay? We need to
step out of our comfort zone.
Because, I mean, if we're gonna do this again, go with the ribs, and we split it. So, I mean, that really, you do the math. That's a little crazy. Plus, I also got a drink, which is like $2.50. We forgot our souvenir cups at home.
No, you got a soda for $2.50 because my water was $2 something, and at my vendor, it was $3 something for a soda.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it was.
I bet it was.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure that it's like that all the way across.
I'm going to look at my pictures because I took a picture of it.
Just don't forget though, guys, if you have a season pass, you get a discount. So everywhere you go, ask about it because some of them say no. It depends on the kind of store you're at. But no matter where you're at, ask them about it because you might find you get a discount.
You're right. It was $3.39.
Honey.
Your bottled water was $2.49.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my bad. And water is disgusting, by the way. Water is just absolutely thoroughly nasty.
It was amazing.
I only like it as if I'm dying from heat, and then I have no choice. I have to drink water. Mm-hmm. Dag burn it.
Okay, I want to back up for a second. When we first got there, we normally wait in a line of cars just to get on the lot. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of people.
That is ridiculously amount.
We're zipping along back through those roads. And getting back there to turn into the lot area, and I went, whoa, it's not as busy as we thought. We were talking, and I didn't even realize it. Mm-hmm. And then we still had to park around the same area we parked last time, but we only had to wait one turn to get on a tram and get in there. It was really nice. It was very smooth and quick and pleasant. But then we got in there, and we were walking around, and we didn't have people. We could walk without reaching out and touching somebody.
Yes.
That was really great.
That was really, really nice. It was very pleasant. In fact, the lines for the rides weren't very long either. They were just jumping on pretty much everything that we saw.
Oh, yeah. And while we were there also, we could have probably stood in line for the Saloon show if we decided to see it for like 20 minutes and still gotten into that specific show.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So obviously numbers were down, which again, I'm just totally blown away by that.
Yeah, I am too. I was actually looking at the dessert on the porch. Did you remember that? We could have done that today, I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Basically it is, the culinary classes that you could take at the Culinary. They have a back porch where you can watch a concert down in Echo Holler because it faces over it.
Oh, yeah,
and you can have your dessert and watch it too. But apparently you have to do the culinary thing.
Right.
And you have to do
that late class.
And they recommend that you go online and reserve a space to do that because it gets booked up pretty quick. And you can go on, just to let you know, everyone who's listening, you can go on to Silver City and you can go onto their website, Dessert on the Porch, and at this time, and it gives you a schedule of the different groups that are going to be playing down there. You can eat dessert and watch them play from there. And it's a really good bird's eye view of the stage. It's really, really cool. And they're having Sunday, May 26th. It's too bad we're not going to be in town at this time, but
oh darn, we'll be getting ready for our cruise.
That's right. Sunday, May 26th at 7 p.m. Diamond Rio is going to be playing.
Oh, I would have liked that.
Yeah. And it says seating on the Culinary and Craft School porch begins 15 minutes prior to the show. A one-day admission ticket or season pass is required for park entry. The Culinary and Craft School is located just past the entry of Echo Holler Echo Holler Amphitheater.
And just a reminder, to do the culinary class, you do pay extra.
You do. You pay $15 a person. And it says right here that it says reservations may be purchased online or at the Culinary and Craft School are subject to seating availability. Full payment is required at time of booking. Reservations may be refunded if canceled and is received at least 72 hours in advance. A $1 convenience fee is applied to each ticket purchased online. So that is something else you need to think about,
because you go from $15 a person to $16 a person.
And the culinary thing is fun.
Yeah, we've done it, and it was a lot of fun. One of the things we enjoyed when we were in there is they talked while they were waiting for some of the stuff to do what it had to do. We talked about disasters in the kitchen, and that was a lot of fun, hearing different stories from people and telling our own.
You can hear that on our episode too. I think you can hear that.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? I was wrong about the price. Dessert on the Porch Bluegrass Nights available for selected concerts. Join us for dessert on the porch of Culinary and Craft School. Then watch a great concert from the best seats in the park. $18 for all ages. So it's gone up.
Well,
$3 for the porch thing.
I started to say, is that tacked on because of the fact that they're going to be sitting out there watching the concert?
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it the special seating?
But it says if season pass holders save 10% if you are a pass holder. So $18 minus the 10%.
10%. And there it is again. Ask. Anytime you're paying for anything in that park, even if you think...
So it is not subject to just bluegrass and barbecue, by the way. I'm just looking at it now. Night Madness also does it too for the fireworks.
Oh, the dessert on the porch? Yeah.
Yep.
I figured they would.
Yeah.
The fireworks one.
Yes.
I'm thinking I would like that a lot. To introduce a little levity to the podcast, we again bring to you words of wisdom from You Know You've Reached Middle Age If.
You remember having to get up and walk across the room to change channels on the TV set.
Definitely, and usually with a wrench.
That's true. I was Daddy's
right?
remote control.
Wait, not a wrench, what it's pliers.
Pliers.
Not a wrench, pliers.
Yeah.
Pliers works better because you can even leave them clipped on.
Well, I had to use some needle nose pliers sometimes.
Oh, those are not easy.
You had to reach inside of there.
And then get it just on the flat side.
That's it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's something that you may be interested in, your barbecue and you want your dessert, which is something else, by the way. They're at the Red Gold Hall, looked at some of the desserts. Remember? I think I filmed some of them.
What did they call them again? I can't remember.
The mason jar, treats or desserts or something like that.
No,
they're mason jars though.
Is that what they called it? Mason jar? Cause
they're in mason jars.
But they're basically almost like a trifle.
Mm-hmm.
In a little mason jar, and we're like, cool, and then we can take the mason jar home. No, I'm pretty sure you have to leave it there, guys.
No, we're very sure, because they actually had a bucket there for you to leave your jar in when you leave.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. You get a mason jar and everything? No, of course not.
Of course not. Which, I mean, I get it, but I'm really kind of surprised that they do that, because I'm sure a few walk off. I'm sure they do. Bluegrass and BBQ Festival. This is only the second festival. Yeah, hopefully we'll get this, since we're getting it posted early on, maybe you guys will have a chance to go enjoy it, because usually we don't get stuff posted till it's over. True. But it was a lot of fun. And something else we saw while we were there, we walked by again the construction area. Oh yeah, that's right. And they have now a structure in there to look at. Yeah, more and more though. I mean, it looked like it had I think it was 3 great big pipes coming out of the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. So more and more I'm thinking there's definitely water involved. It's still very unclear what it is. Yeah, it is very unclear. In fact, I would like to be honest with you. I wish I could be a fly on the wall somewhere with an executive board, have the inside scoop. Oh yeah, me too. It makes my brain just go crazy. And it was really funny. I wish I would have been filming Steve while he was filming through the knothole. Because he's filming through the knothole, and we put that on Facebook so that you can take a look at it, so that you can get a general idea of how it looks. It's kind of hard at the angle to see the pipes, but as he's filming, I'm watching him film and talking and watching the people go by. Mm-hmm. And at least 3 times people were laughing at him because he was filming through the knothole. They thought that was the funniest thing ever. But all it did was it just made, just watching through those holes and getting a peek again, all it did was make me go crazy more. Okay, so if you've seen the videos that we posted on Facebook before, we posted some photos. We were there about what would you say, about a month ago? Yeah, probably about that. Give or take. Probably about that. Yeah. What was the festival that we were enjoying that time? It was dadgummit, Festival of Wonder. Yes, Festival of Wonder.
Okay, so and it's that spring sort of festival. And anyway, we were there and we were standing on things and looking over the fence, and basically all we saw was just a lot of...
And we filmed through the knotholes then, too.
Yeah, it was just mostly a hole, and there was some some
it looked
concrete...
Trench. Yeah, it looked like maybe something would go through water through there, but it was fairly narrow, so I was totally confused.
And now they have a wall set up, and you got these big old culvert sort of looking holes or pipes or whatever, concrete pipes on one side that you showed me. And they have walls that surrounds it, and it looks as if, and you and I were discussing it, it looks as if they took the fence and they moved it out.
Right, like they're taking up
into
more of the space we were in. So that was curious.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be wrong, but it really felt like they had moved it out towards us more. So that's pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
I hate it that we won't know for sure, because I bet eventually they're going to close those holes.
Eventually.
I bet they
would have to.
Oh yeah, or it's going to get out by people going, look what it is.
Yeah.
We are going to keep filming it every time we go.
Yes. Well, our goal is this year is to try to make it to every festival, even if it's one day. I personally would like to go back to the Bluegrass and BBQ Festival at least one more time, but I know that we ran out of time.
Yes.
We are just crazy.
Yeah, between Mother's Day and graduations and, preparing for our trip and wedding, because our niece getting married. I mean, it's just crazy. So we're not going to make it back before our trip, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We got there on your birthday.
That's true. And so the next one is a Star Spangled Festival. I think it's what it's called.
I'm guessing it's patriotic.
I'm guessing. Well, it does it run into July?
I think so. I think it's a June and July thing, isn't it?
I don't know. Let me look it up here. Oh, here it is.
Well, la-ti-da.
It's June 8th through the July 21st.
That's smart.
And it's called the Star Spangled Summer.
Yes, I remember that now.
Yes. And so I don't know. Wow, we got a lot going on here.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
So I was just going to also let you know that we do have merch.
We do.
Yeah.
And if people want to, they can actually go buy it themselves.
That's right.
It's kind of exciting.
Just go onto our Facebook page and you'll find a link on there. It's on the feed right now. I'm still trying to figure out how to make a shop. I'm having some difficulty. I am not tech savvy. I don't understand computers or websites.
We aren't just two tenderfoot tourists. We're also tenderfoots at podcasts and making a website making a shop. And we're almost 50 years old here, and we're learning all this stuff. So
yeah, and but the thing is also our t-shirts. I love our t-shirts.
I do too. They're a lot of fun, and it's really funny because we've gotten lots of good responses. I actually, I had that surgery on my shoulder, and I go to physical therapy 3 times a week. So I've been kind of trying to wear my shirts there.
Yeah.
And I've gotten responses. We got a new listener, Miss Ruth, if you're listening.
There you go.
I
Hello.
hope you're enjoying yourself. She's the sweetest ever. But we've kind of got a few laughs off of our shirt, and also people asking questions. It's really cool.
It is really nice. And then one of the shirts, the back, that you and I designed ourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, when I was in the process of trying to design this, I am just like a complete blank. I said, okay, I'm calling my wife up, Sandy. Sandy's my wife, if you didn't know.
And I'm super picky. I am super picky, and he knows it.
And so, we were just looking at all kinds of things, and we found this like phrase, happier than a seagull with a French fry.
Yep. And I couldn't quit giggling.
And that we have that slapped onto the back of one of our t-shirts, and in the seagull's mouth that we have a silhouette of it. It looks like and it looks real cute.
It is cute. It's hilarious. And it's a lot better to have people stare at you.
Probably a very good idea.
And you actually put another design on there.
I did.
And you're kind of proud of it.
I am very
inspired kind of by Jason.
It is inspired by Jason. If you don't know who Jason is a guy who's the roller coaster nut that we have in here from time to time. I mean that in the most respectful way.
Yeah, he's not
Jason.
like cuckoo. He's just very knowledgeable, and he loves them.
In fact, he is going to Kings Island and Cedar Point this June or July. I can't remember. And we'll have him back on. We'll talk about all the rides
Absolutely.
We love Jason. And I made a shirt. He's my inspiration for this one. And the back of the t-shirt says, I get my high from bunny hops, barrel rolls, and boomerangs. And if you're a roller coaster enthusiast, I'm sure that really spoke to him. He really loved it. And it's also the bunny hops, barrel rolls, and boomerangs is the name of one of our episodes. So you can actually go back based upon that wording, and you can actually listen to one of the podcasts where Jason's on it, and we talk about understanding roller coasters and the different ones that are out there.
So he asked you if you can get that in black. Can you get it in black?
I can get it in black. In fact, we got a lot of colors you can have those shirts in.
We should secretly talk to Sarah and find out what size she thinks he should wear, and we should get it for him for his trip.
Oh, that's a genius idea. Jason, you didn't hear that.
He didn't listen to our show.
Nobody listens to our show.
Sarah does.
Yes, Sarah does listen to our show.
Sarah's sweet, though.
She is sweet. Wow.
Jason's very lucky.
He is. I think that's it. Let's just make that happen.
And I guarantee you, if she's still listening to us, she'll contact you with the size of his shirt.
I guarantee it. Now, if you want yours, I think they're reasonably priced. You can go and get them at through our Facebook page. I'm going to try to figure out how to put a link on our website. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy. I don't understand computer. I need someone to walk me through that. So as soon as I can get that up, we be sure to announce that on our Facebook and our Instagram. I think I can announce that on our Instagram.
Really badly, I want to learn how to make these shirts so that I can just make them all here at home.
That would be cool.
We could make Olivia's old bedroom into a print shop.
They do have those machines. They cost a crap load of money, but you can actually print off your own shirts that way. I would love to do that. The thing about people buying the shirts, it's because it helps us do what we enjoy doing right here, right now, what we love doing together, and sharing these things with people, our experiences in our trips and travel, and also the fact that we're just not more than just a few miles away from Steal Your Dollar City.
Yeah, or Steal Your Daughter City.
Or Steal Your, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, true.
And the Landing, Branson, all those areas. So we like to keep you up to date as best we can about what's going on, what's out there.
Yeah, for instance, also, we are not just a couple hours from St. Louis, where there's Six Flags and the zoo and all these really cool things.
Oh, yeah, tell everybody what you're going to be this September.
Okay, I'm so excited. That'll be a whole nother thing, and I'll probably do some live streaming. I know some people are going to think we're dorks, but I don't care. Olivia, years ago, introduced me to the Jonas Brothers. Well, then they broke up and did their own thing for a while, and they've come back together, and they're having a concert, and we're going to see them in St. Louis, and I'm so excited.
You're so funny.
Well, Olivia's never been to a concert, and that's really exciting, and it's somebody that she's always just really loved, and she's, what did you say, sparked that kind of a feeling in me also. Yeah. I really, really enjoy their music, so it'll be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of moms there, I'm sure.
You're so funny.
But we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting and be a lot to talk about on here.
It is. Now, I'm just wondering, how should we tell them that it's like we're going to do our best to put out an episode every single week, but if it's hit and miss, please stick around. You know, we have a lot of other episodes.
I think you already covered it, basically, just talking about the fact that we've kind of been a mess.
Oh, we do have some people coming in the studio that are going to be here, and we're going to be recording it before we go on our cruise. Is the Queens of Cruising, Queen City Cruisers? That's what they call themselves,
right? And that'll be our next posting,
right?
So that'll be really cool. Of course, we know who they are. It's Justin and Wendy.
Yes, they're the ones,
the ambassadors of cruising.
The ambassadors of cruising. But they said that we asked them to come in before, because we're going on the cruise with them.
Yes.
I know, I'm so excited. And we were going to talk about different things, like the steps that we personally, because we're experiencing this for the first time, and we're going to go through all the experiences we've had all the way up to now to before we go on cruise. And then we're going to come back after the cruise and we're going to talk about it too.
Right. And I'm really pumped about that.
Yeah. So this is an experience unlike anything that we've ever done before in our vacation history.
Well, and it's really cool because not only are we getting to try something brand new, but we're going with people that have only done it once.
Oh, that's
and we're
true.
going with people who have done it a ton.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. And we're not just going with a bunch of people in their 40s.
True.
We're going with 2 couples that are in our age grouping.
Yep.
Well, 3. I forgot about Tia and Brian. I feel
Oh,
terrible.
yeah, I forgot all about
It's
that.
because they live somewhere else, so it's harder to remember. But we're going with them, and then there are 3 teenage girls going because
That's
they're
true.
celebrating one of the girls' graduation.
Yeah, Hannah.
So-
no, not Hannah. Haley. No, Hannah.
Hannah, honey.
Yeah, oh, gosh. Gosh.
But
I'm 49. Please forgive me.
so we're going to have a lot of discuss things and show perspective. Actually, we ought to bring Hannah back in. We've interviewed her before. We should interview her afterwards.
That is true. We
From
could
the
think
teenage
about that. That's
perspective.
not a bad idea.
I don't know if Molly can handle it.
I know. She's kind of, yeah.
She's a squirrely one. I love that girl so much.
Yeah. Me too.
Life at the party.
So, that right there in itself is a nutshell for an episode right here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an exciting thing. And don't forget, we're not just going to be talking about our cruising. We'll also have an episode that talks about our traveling to Texas and staying in a hotel in Galveston. What's the name of that hotel?
Tremont.
The Tremont. And what's so significant about that?
The hotel was built in the 1800s, and it used to be a warehouse for grain and stuff because Galveston is a shipping yard, basically.
Like an industrial area,
Yeah, it's
right?
an industrial area, and they've kind of built a tourist area out of it, and they got cruise ships that go in and out of it. But this building is like really stinking old, and it's beautiful. It's been renovated into a hotel, and you and I discussed it in a past episode, several times actually, many episodes, but we're starting to see a kind of a trend for you and I that we like to go to these hotels that were not originally designed or made as a hotel, but it was like a place of business or a warehouse or whatever.
Yep.
And now they've turned it into this luxury hotel.
Well, I think a lot of what helped that is when we stayed at the Waters.
Yes.
Because it was so unique. It was so different. The fact that one of our walls was just these windows with a window seat all the way across the wall. That was so cool. So it's very, we want
The
to
White
see
House
more.
also, the
Oh,
White
yeah,
House
the
Hotel
White
in
House,
Biloxi.
Where, some of it was modern. Like our bathroom was incredibly modern. It still had that feel
Yeah, I did.
of what was it, the 20s? I mean, it
1920s,
was,
I think so.
It was a beautiful, beautiful place.
So yeah, I'm at the point now where if I'm ever looking at a place for us to go and visit, I try to see if they don't have something like that as well.
Oh yeah.
Because I want to continue the tradition here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So anyway, I think that was a wonderful episode, don't you?
I do. It was a wonderful episode. What was it? Episode number
88.
88. The one about the Bluegrass barbecue. The one about the Bluegrass and BBQ Festival in Silver Dollar City.
Steal your Dollar City. Oh, by the way, just one other thing before we close out the show. Our anniversary is coming up.
Oh my goodness, it is.
Is it our
it?
2-year anniversary?
It's our 2-year anniversary of
the 21st
of this show. I'm totally impressed.
Yeah.
We started it out just to have something fun to do together, and we both agreed that if no one ever listened, it was okay.
It was okay.
We wanted people to listen, but it was okay, and now we're just enjoying it so much, and once in a while we get responses from people, and it just kind of charges us up.
Yeah. In fact, that is a good way for me to tell people, listen, if you don't buy a shirt, that's fine, I get it, but what would really help us is if you give us a review. Go on. We broadcast out of Podbean. Go on there, subscribe to us, give us a review, leave comments in all the episodes. There's a place for you to leave a comment if you'd like. You even have a website, 2 Tenderfoot Tourists, you can go check out. So,
and share.
Let's end this program. Let's tell everybody what we're about. 2 Tenderfoot Tourists is a weekly family-friendly podcast. If you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe to Podbean, Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Spotify, just to name a few.
To get in touch with us and chat about...
You don't
It's
say.
been one of those days.
Of course.
To get in touch with
You
us...
are 48.
Well, I'm not senile yet. I'm not 49.
Nice.
To get in touch with us and chat about this podcast or even your travel experiences, simply email us at tenderfoottourists@gmail.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
And hey, keep those suggestions coming, and maybe you'll give us the best episode of 2019. I'm Steve.
And I'm Sandy.
Until next time,
stay tender.